USAJOBS is the front door to the federal government for many U.S. citizens. It aims to be the one-stop shop for federal hiring. In the spring of 2014, USAJOBS partnered with the lab to examine the entire process and redesign the user experience. USAJOBS has been working on a vision, codenamed the American Discovery Trail, after the real-life ADT, for the last 2 years. This vision allows the team to see where we are going and to tackle certain themes or bundles of functionality that help us to achieve that vision. The objective of the trail is to create an optimized path that directs users to the new application guide. The trail intended to create a new landing page, update profile, and revise search. Key components of the trail have now been built. Notably, in 2017, we launched a complete redesign of the search experience. The landing page and profile were updated in 2016, with an overhaul of the user profile to be completed in 2018. The vision of the trail intended to achieve the following: to start to change the perception of the hiring process to increase engagement, improve confidence in the federal hiring process by guiding users to relevant jobs, reduce the number of ineligible applicants to lower the workload of HR and improve the system, identify policies that complicate the hiring process, and practices for future improvements. The lab has been working with the program office towards 2 goals. The first, build capacity within the program office to conduct human-centered design. The second, integrate design into the development process. At the tail end of 2017, we tackled the redesign of the team model, reorganizing into 2 full-stack Scrum teams. Each team has the following: a product owner, a designer, a lead developer, 2 to 4 additional developers, and 2 to 3 business analysts. Both Scrum teams are supported by shared staff that help with writing content and communications, as well as quality assurance testing. This shift is still underway, and there have been growing pains, but the organization is bought into the value of the model and what we're trying to achieve together. Along with this organizational shift, we've also shifted the program office to creating a problem roadmap from a traditional roadmap. The friction between feeling the need for a traditional feature and schedule-based roadmap versus the desire to be agile and having the space to iterate when necessary continues to be a challenge. That friction can create time crunches when the roadmap is converted into a project plan. One of the key problems on our problem roadmap that we started to address in 2017 was a complaint from users that their search results included language they did not understand. In particular, users have cited government jargon and inscrutable job titles as a barrier to a successful search experience. We wanted to focus on translating government job titles to titles more common in the private sector. To do that, we had to find a way to make that translation systematic. As we often do, we approach this problem from an information architecture perspective. In this case, we looked for a source of more common private sector job titles, and then a way to map those to existing job titles. We found a source of these titles in the Department of Labor's Standard Occupation Classification Codes and titles. An incomplete map existed between those SOC codes and the OPM series. The OPM series are sometimes quite broad. They can include whole industries as well as tightly related occupations. Thus, we wanted to map those broader series to specific occupations that would make sense in both the public and private sectors. We used search analytics to get a list of the most common 25,000 keywords used on the site over an 8-month period. From there, we used the ONET site to identify the closest job title matches for those keywords. Then, we prioritized mapping those matches to OPM series. During the hiring freeze of 2017, we found HR professionals were underutilized, and so we asked for their help in this mapping task. A small team was able to crank through the task in 2 weeks. While we've not fully mapped all 5,000 plus SOC codes, we have covered the most common occupations searched for on the USAJOBS site. With this map, we first set about adding occupations to our auto-suggest feature in search. Now when a keyword is entered, we return matching government job titles, as well as matching occupation titles and OPM series. This also required leveraging Elasticsearch, the search engine that now drives keyword search on the site, to analyze new job announcements looking for matching SOC titles. This auto-tags new jobs with appropriate occupation titles from the SOC list, using the OPM series to narrow the possibilities and improve the results. Later in the year, when we focused on revising the job announcement, we wanted to help users coming directly to an announcement. This comprises nearly half of all traffic to our site, and we were not doing an adequate job of allowing users to go from a job announcement that might not be what they were hoping for to other announcements that might be more in line with their expectations. The mapped information allowed us to offer a similar jobs feature that shows both the OPM series and appropriate occupation titles. Clicking on either allows the users to move to search results for those facets, allowing them to explore by broader categories. This also has the nice side effect of helping users new to government, who might not be familiar with our jargon, start to learn the series categorization. After the search release, our conversion metric, those who search on the site, find a job, and click apply, jumped up by nearly 4%. Unfortunately, the analytics program is nascent, and the loss of a key contract has left us in the dark for the last 6 months, unable to see an accurate picture of the impact of our work. Work has begun early in 2018 to rectify this situation. Search satisfaction is tightly coupled with overall site satisfaction, which is also coupled with the perception of the jobs available on the site. Thus, the impact of the hiring freeze and the residual impact, which have seen less jobs posted across agencies, have negatively impacted the overall search experience scores. While the scores are near where they were at this time last year, they're still slightly lower and overall not meeting our expectations. However, task completion rates among users utilizing search is up. Thus, there is evidence that users are able to accomplish what they set out to accomplish. Also, 4C did conduct a usability audit of our search experience in July of 2016, and we've addressed the majority of issues raised in the changes made this past year.